just walking this morning. As I was walking today, I was having a conversation with myself, and this was the conversation. Why do I always feel like I need a gym partner, a walking partner, a group? Whenever I get on a journey or I'm doing something, the first thing I do is I want to share it with people like this. I want to share it on social media. I want to share it on YouTube because I want to share in the growth. And whenever a walking partner or a gym partner or something falls through or life just happens, and because there are a lot of valid excuses for a woman that has children, a home to run, businesses to run, to, kids playing sports and just ministry and life. And there's a lot of really good excuses to not show up and not do the things that you want to do. But there are plenty of people that have way more on their plate and still do the things and keep the promises to themselves that matter the most to them. If my health matters most to me, or it's high on the totem pole, why am I not making time for it? Why am I making excuses? Why is that one thing that gets put to the back burner? Why is it other things? Why is it when my gym partner stops showing up, I stop showing up? Like, why can't I do this by myself? Why do I feel like I always need to do this or to rely on a gym partner or a walking partner or a group of people? Like, why do I do that all the time? And so I learned this technique of the whys. Like, keep asking yourself why. Okay, why do I do that? Well, because I don't want to be alone. Okay, why don't you want to be alone? I don't like being alone on a journey. I like being alone, like physically, because I'm more of an introverted person. That's why this is a little easier for me, because I'm alone. Real life interactions used to be. I can't say that anymore. Since having the shop, I'm interacting with people every day and I love it. And it's helping me grow in that area. But I don't like feeling alone on a journey. I don't like feeling like I'm doing something alone, like I'm building a homestead alone, like I'm raising a family alone. I don't want to do something by myself. Why? Why don't you want to do it by yourself? Well, because I don't feel like I can rely on myself. I don't feel like I'm capable of completing the task well by myself. Well, why? Why don't you feel like you can do it? Well, I just don't believe in myself. I feel like I can't do it. Well, why do you feel like you can't do it? Well, because I'm me. Because I'm just me. I don't know. I don't believe in myself to do it all by myself. I feel like I need help. Well, why don't you believe in yourself? Why do you doubt yourself? Well, because who am I? Like, what makes me so special? And to even think that I have the audacity to even think that I could carry something by myself. And that voice sounds like the devil. That voice sounds like a liar. And it all boils down to my identity. And that's was like, oh my gosh, this was like, well, duh. A lot of what we do and the outside symptoms, there's a root cause. And it boils down to identity. Why have I bought, thousands of dollars of courses to help me with my mindset, with my finances, with branding, with social media, I've spent a lot over the years on things like that. But what did I actually, maybe I started and I was very excited and then realized, who are you to be doing this? Like, who do you think you are? Why do you think you could do this? Yeah, they could do it, but you're you. And I'm and I fall into the trap, and I self-sabotage, and I do all the things so that I crash and burn, even if it's just get overwhelmed with my schedule. Yes, we're doing a lot. We do a lot of amazing things, and from the outside people are like, whoa, you're doing so great, you have these businesses, you do this, that. But it's not that it's not enough. It's that I know that there's more, and that I can do better, and that there's dreams that God has put inside of me, and callings that He's called me to, that I give up, and I'm breaking promises to myself, and I'm sick and tired of it. I am so sick and tired of it. And this is me being vulnerable on camera, okay? And I know I'm not the only one. I know that so many people struggle with keeping promises to themselves. Less than 10% of people keep their New Year's resolutions. Less than, I forget what the statistic is, that people that break promises to themselves, say they're going to lose weight, saying they're going to increase their finances, saying they're going to better their marriage, saying like all these promises, I'm not turning around, to themselves, and then you do well for a while, you're doing good even for a year, and then you just go back. You go back to the programming, you go back to the cycles that keep you stuck, and then you look back, you're like, man, how far would I be if I was actually consistent with what I say that I want? So the reason why we keep going back to these patterns and these cycles is our identity. It all boils down to identity. Like, do you feel worthy? No, I don't. Like, who are you? That voice, that imposter syndrome, like, who are you to think that you could be like that? Like, you're from this place, this happened to you, this is the family you come from, this is the stuff that you've walked through, this is the city you're from, this is the color of your skin, this is your, you're a female, you're a minority, you're like all the things. If you've been abused, that messes you up. Like, it really messes you up in your identity. You don't feel worthy. You don't feel lovable. You don't feel like you're able or capable because of what has happened to you. And I'm sick and tired of it. I see the people that, if I would have just stayed consistent like they did, where they are today, like I could have been there. But here I am in the same spot. Why? Because I can't get over this broken system and programming that my mind is on. And it's painful. I've grown so much. I can say that there has been growth. I can't say that there hasn't been like any growth, because honestly, if you look at our life, like, it's amazing, it's wonderful, but I know that God has called us to even more, and I know that I could have gotten there faster if I had just gotten out of this mindset. I know that I'm gonna get there. I really do, because I'm still fighting. I'm still scratching. I'm still punching. I'm still getting up. And that's what counts. It's when you stop, when you give up and you don't get up and you just say, well, I guess I'm just gonna die this way. And I refuse to say that. And it's like this pull, it's this fight. And I've always been a stubborn girl. I've always been hard-headed and stubborn and wanted things my way. And I don't feel like I'm fighting for my way. I feel like I'm fighting for the purpose that God has put inside of me. And so that's bigger than myself. But man, has this been a struggle. I mean, I've been here before where I did a 31-day challenge, and I did it for 31 days. After the 31 days, we went on a trip to Florida. We were on vacation mode. Boom, all of it's gone. It's like, ugh. Why? Because I don't want to do it by myself. Like, I don't have the motivation anymore. I didn't want to walk by myself and work out by myself in Florida when everybody's hanging out. And no, there has to be a decision. And so what I'm doing right now I said, I need a life coach. Like, I need a coach. I have too many plates spinning right now to really focus on the ones that I want to do, that I know that are going to be the needle movers. And I was like, I need a coach. Okay, I'm willing, and Joel was too, like, to find a coach to have, some coaching sessions, because I need accountability. That's what I need. And we looked into it. I looked into it. I was like, I can't commit to spending $7,000. And that was like a cheap coach for coaching. So what's the next best thing until I can make that money for coaching? So that's one of my goals, is I'm going to work hard at creating the income, like Myron Golden says. Like, find the thing that's going to make the money so that you can pay for that want, which a coach will pay for, is worth its weight in gold, right? I really believe, like, if I have a coach, and when I have a coach, like, it'll help. But I don't have the funds for that. So the next best thing is online mentoring, like this, like YouTube videos, podcasts, books. I mean, I've done that for years, but there's a difference between getting through a book in 2 or 3 days and really dissecting and studying and acting on a book. So it's so funny. Okay, you guys, okay, I'm being vulnerable here, and don't laugh at me, because you know what? If you laugh at me, I don't care. I'm done caring, because y'all don't pay my bills. You don't pay my bills. I don't wake up and look into your eyes. So I don't care what people say. I already know people have something to say, and they're always going to have something to say. Even if you're the nicest, most pure-hearted person, somebody's going to misinterpret something that you do or say. So you can't live your life to please the crowd. I have to live my life to please my Father, and these are the things I really believe He's called me to do, like YouTube. He's called me to social media, like so long ago, but I have not found the identity to fully walk in it. I dabble. I do it here and there, and people say, oh, you're so good at it. Oh, you're such a natural. And I'm like, I'm supposed to do this, but my identity is lacking. My mindset is lacking too, because I don't feel like an influencer. I don't feel like I'm worthy of people listening to what I have to say at the end of the day, like when you boil it all down. So let me jump into what I was going to tell you before I went into that rant. Okay, so I'm taking this book and I'm dissecting it, and I'm acting as if this author is my coach. This is what I'm doing. I'm not, if you know me, you may know, you may not know, I'm not a huge Tony Robbins fan. I've heard him, I mean, he's been around forever. And I jumped into the personal development space a long time ago because there was a lot of work that I had to do. I've done a lot of work to get where I am now. Like, this is our farm. Like, whoa, you have a lot, blah, blah, blah. It's taken a lot to get here, okay? But I know there's more. And I'm stuck. I'm so, I feel like my feet, like I'm this far, maybe this far. I'm this far in quicksand. I feel frozen. I feel stuck. I feel paralyzed. I can't go any further. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna give up, but I can't. So I saw these videos about getting unstuck, and it was Tony Robbins. Somebody in the comments mentioned the book Awaken the Giant, and I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it, but I've never looked at it. Never, ever. I just thought, oh, it's a bunch of fluff. It's a bunch of like motivation, smoke up your behind, you know, like just not anything of real substance. Then I saw another person that I watch talk about Awaken the Giant Within. And so I was like, okay, that's the second person. Like, maybe I should look at this book that have said it has changed their life, that every entrepreneur should read it at least every few years, because you're always growing and you're always evolving. And it's a book that should be studied and dissected. And I was like, okay, that's the kind of book I like. So I looked into it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. And so I did. I bought it on Audible. And I started listening to it. And I was like, I'm going to take this book because it is a massive book. It is 19 hours long. And I'm going to take it because he says in the beginning, he's like, if you will allow me to be your personal coach. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I need. I need a coach. And I was like, I'm going to use this $17.99 audiobook as my coach. And I'm going to dissect it. So I'm taking one chapter a week and I'm listening to it every day. The first time I listen to it, I'm listening without distraction. I'm listening. I'm asking the Holy Spirit to reveal all of the things, every sentence. The first thing that, if he says something and something pops into my mind, I'm writing it down. Because there's so much to it. There's so much depth to it. And sometimes we just listen to audiobooks. Like I know I get pleasure in, I finished that audiobook in 2 days or 3 days. And it's like, yeah, you finished it. It says complete on your Audible list. But what did it say? What did you do? Like, did you take action on it? No, but I finished it. And it says finished, and that gives me, that makes me feel accomplished. But this, I'm literally taking notes on everything. I'm praying over it and I'm listening to it every day for 1 week. And I'm taking action on the things that he says to take action on. And I'm asking myself and ChatGPT, what could my assignment be? I'm treating it as if I'm talking, like as if Tony is talking to me. And he's telling me these stories and he's telling me, Olivia, this is what you need to do. I can hear his voice saying, Olivia, this is what you need to do. And actually doing them. So yesterday was day 1. Well, I started it on Monday, but yesterday was the first day of like taking action. And I made these worksheets where I fill them out. It's like, I asked ChatGPT, if you were, I told ChatGPT everything that I'm doing and asked for him to print me out to create a document of a coaching, like a coaching call, what a coach would go through, blah, blah, blah. So I have all that and I'm going through it. And me and Joel started, but you know what? I cannot rely on anybody else doing this with me. I need to do this for me so that I can begin to trust myself again, so that I can begin to step out of this quicksand and into the next season that God has for my family and for myself. Because the time is going to go by anyway. In 10 years, God willing, I'm going to wake up 10 years from now and I could either be the same or I could be so much better. I could be actually walking in the things and the dreams that I have in my heart and that the Holy Spirit has given me, that God has given me, the dreams, the visions, all the things that I know that God has called us to, and the desires of my heart that have been placed there by God. Like, so yesterday, one of my assignments was to write down 101 dreams, because I stopped dreaming big. I stopped dreaming big because of the quicksand, because of the circumstances of life, because of the lack of identity. I stopped dreaming like I used to. And I thought, you know what? This is fine. This is good. Maybe I won't step into those dreams. Maybe that was just, a pipe dream. Maybe that just wasn't really meant for me. No. The first chapter, it's called Dreams to Destiny. It is literally, he's given me permission to dream again. And I And I've given dreaming up and dreaming big up. I still have dreams. I still have little businesses and little things. No, I want to dream big. I'm not, okay, this is not meant to sound conceited, anything. I am not average, and neither are you. You are not called to be average, and I'm not average, and I refuse to be average. So I need to dream big again, because if you aim and you reach for up here and you don't make it, you're still up here. You're still way up there. So, and you know, I know this is going to be controversial. I know people are going to talk smack. I don't care. I don't care. And I know there's going to be people who relate to me and say, you know what, that's me. I can relate to a lot of what you're saying. And I want to encourage you to dream big again, oh my gosh, there's so much I could tell you, because I've been struggling. I have been on the struggle bus for probably 2.5, 3 months, because I'm overwhelmed and I don't know where to start, and I feel like I'm in quicksand. So then I'm frozen. I'm literally frozen. And it's either you stay there, you get buried and you die, or you fight your way out in the name of Jesus. So that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting my way out. I'm praying, and that is going to be your foundation for everything. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything and all those things will be added to you. You cannot neglect your spiritual life. You cannot neglect the author and the finisher of your life, period. So that has also been under attack. I feel distant from God. I feel like I can't hear him. I feel like he's let me go. Like he's turned his back on me. And I know that this is all happening so that I can do this, so that I can go from glory to glory. Otherwise, you stay stuck. If you're comfortable, you stay stuck. And I'm not going to stay stuck. So that's what I'm doing. My coach is Tony Robbins. I paid $17.99 for him. And he's flashing his lights at me just to say hi. Oh, sweet. I mean, that's what I think. Joel would probably say otherwise. But I'm really praying about how to divide my time up and how I'm going to be posting these, because I am going to take you on the journey, and there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. There's going to be hills and there's going to be valleys. There's going to be tears and there's going to be laughter. And you know what? I know it's a lot to like put yourself out there, and people are like, why would you do that? You know what? Mind your business. Don't watch. If you don't want to, if you have something to say, negative to say, just keep watching. Go watch something else. I have no time for negativity in my life. If people have a negative tiny baby mindset, like, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want you around me, because it's cancer. It is cancer, you guys. You cannot, be very intentional about who you allow to touch you, because a rotten apple next to a healthy, ripe, beautiful, crispy apple is going to kill you, is going to destroy you. And I can't afford to do that. So all negative comments will be deleted, and I never really get negative comments, and I'm glad. But if I do, just know I'm not even gonna give it the time of day, and we're just gonna delete it, and we're gonna get out of this quicksand. I'm gonna get out of this quicksand. I'm working on my identity as a daughter of Christ, as a brown, beautiful woman who is working on her fitness and her health, because no matter what, I'm 43 right now, the time's gonna pass. The time's gonna pass whether I like it or not. So what am I gonna do with the time? So that's what we're doing. Tony Robbins is my coach. I already said that. If you want more, just ask questions, follow, like, subscribe, share this, follow me on social media, Instagram. I don't know how much I'm going to be posting on there. I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to divvy up my time and how I'm going to do this, because I literally just want to document the transformation. I've done a lot of mindset stuff already, but this is a big one. This is a big one. Okay. Love you guys. I'm going to get inside, get ready. I'm opening up the shop today. We're open. It's Thursday. We have communion night tonight. And that means I have to cook, or somebody has to cook. Okay. We'll see you guys later, and love you.